Hello and welcome to my Facebook live stream about how to learn from your Christmas cravings and binge eating. Let's be honest, no matter how good you've been for the entire year, this time of year is tricky for everybody. I don't know anyone that says, yay, I can't wait for Christmas, that's really going to do my diet the world of good. So I'm here to teach you how to learn from the cravings, and then at the end we're going to do a little bit of tapping as well. So as you're watching this, if anything pops up, if you're watching the live stream, just comment and let me know what it is that you really struggle with over the festive season. Let me know exactly what it is, who you're with and where you are when you tend to get these cravings, and then what I'll do is I will put that into the live tapping at the end. Right, so I've even written notes today, people, because I wanted to make sure I got all this good stuff down and I didn't miss anything out. So the first thing that I want to teach you is that when you get a craving, sometimes it can feel a bit like it's just come out of nowhere. It can lead us to feeling like we don't have any control over our body, our mind, our cravings, but we do. Our body is giving us a craving because it's been triggered emotionally. It's feeling some kind of emotional discomfort. If you're eating when you're not hungry, that's because you're emotional eating. There's something else going on. Okay, so what I want to know is, firstly, when you get the cravings, who are you with at the time? Are there certain people who, and I'm not just talking about like when you go out with friends and you have that ritual of, right, let's meet up for tea and cake. It's not that kind of thing. That's more of a ritual, that's more of a habit. What I'm talking about is, for example, if you spend time with your family, maybe there's one particular member of your family that when you spend time with them afterwards, or maybe even during the time together, you find yourself really craving certain foods. So start to notice that, be aware of it. You can even start making notes. Is what I encourage all of my clients to do. They've all got notebooks, I'm sure, jam-packed with these kind of notes. So have a think about who it is that you are with when you start to crave. You can even do this like a little mind map. You can just write in the middle, who do I crave around, and then just go crazy. Write down all of the people that you know you tend to get these crazy ass cravings around. Also notice when you get cravings and it seems like you really don't know who or what the trigger has been, have a think about who you've spent time with that day. Have a think about what those people were saying to you. It might not even be the person that is triggering you. It might be something that they said. It might have been a look that you saw in their eyes, something that you've interpreted in a negative way. Also, what are you making that comment or that look mean? Because very often we read people's body's language. Oh, well, we read people's body language in a way that we've been programmed to read it, because we have been programmed to perceive things in a certain way. And so when we start doing these crazy cravings and they're all popping up all over the place, it's because we've perceived something that somebody's done or said in a way that feels like it's threatening to us, or like they're making fun of us, or it's triggering something in us that we believe about ourselves. And most of the time that stuff isn't even true. We've just made a decision at some point in life and we're still playing that program out now. So this is the way that you can use cravings to start to unlock all of those programs and actually start to get control back over your entire life, which is really exciting. So cravings can actually be a blessing when you know how to interpret them and how to get rid of them. Before that happens, obviously, they're not so great. They're uncomfortable and they can lead you to feeling really out of control. And oftentimes we can even feel like a big fat failure when we're still craving, and no matter what we do, no matter how many healthy eating programs we do, we still get these crazy ass cravings and we just don't know what to do about them. So that's what I'm asking you to do. The first thing is to start thinking about who and where you have been and who you have been with when you start to crave. Look back through your day. For example, if you're in the car and you're driving home from work and you start to think, oh, I could really go a bag of minstrels right now. Just have a think about, who did you spend time with that day? So it doesn't have to be the person you're with right now. It might be something that's really insidious, that's snuck in without you even realizing. And that's where the subconscious is really clever, because it's protecting you from something before you even consciously realize that there was a problem. So that's the magic of the subconscious, but also the danger of it, because if we don't understand to listen to the messages that our body is giving us, like cravings or physical pain, stress, anxiety, if we don't know how to listen to them and we don't know what to do about them, even when we hear them, then we're going to keep getting the cravings. Right, the second thing I want you to do is to think about what would happen over this festive season, for example. What would happen if I didn't join in with the binge eating? So my family have a big tradition of after dinner, after the big fat lunch where we've all just shoved way too much food in our faces, the roses, the quality streets, the celebrations, is it the other one, Heroes? Look at me pretending I don't know. Oh, is it Heroes? Yeah, it's Heroes. I know, it's Cadbury's. So, you know, we get those big tubs out. We often have more than one between our family. And we all just sit and we just eat and we watch TV in front of the fire. And there's something quite comforting and quite cozy sounding about this whole scenario. But really, we use Christmas and the festive period as an excuse to binge eat. We use it like a get out of jail free card. But as we all know, sugar is incredibly addictive. And once you've fallen off that wagon and you're eating refined sugar again, it is so hard to get back into a healthy routine. So if you can resist, I use the word resist, notice, because I know that it won't be easy, and it won't be easy for me either, and that's okay. But if you can resist some of those sweet treats and not feel deprived, and this is the key part here, it's not about resisting something and then feeling like, oh, I really didn't enjoy today because I didn't get to eat as many chocolates as I wanted to, I felt really left out. Then that's not going to be any good for anybody. So if you are going to go crazy and binge eat all of the sugar on Christmas Day, at least be aware that maybe the next day you might have to tap through some crazy cravings. I know I will. Okay, so what I want you to think about is what would happen when you're with your family, when you're with your friends, whoever it is. Even if it's not at Christmas, it could be any time where you would tend to find yourself around a lot of treats, whether it's cheese, wine, sweet things, whatever is your vice. Think about what would happen if I didn't join in. So maybe you would feel left out. Maybe you would feel that you would get unwanted attention, especially around family. I don't know whether this is just me speaking from a biased point of view, but I know that I've definitely been on many a fad diet, and it always gets attention from my family. And that's not why I do it, but I'm aware that if that is happening in my life, and I'm on some kind of healthy eating regime, or I was on some crazy diet back in the day, then there would be a conversation about it, and it may not always be a conversation that I wanted to have. So maybe that would lead me to just going, oh, bugger it, never mind, I'm just going to eat while I'm around my family, and then tomorrow I'll get back on the wagon. Sometimes, and this is quite a common one actually, so if you suffer from this, you are not alone, trust me. Many of my clients that come to me and we work with weight loss, one of the things that we have to deal with is this idea that if you lose weight, or if you start to be healthy and take care of yourself, that other people around you are going to start to feel uncomfortable. So again, I don't know whether you read my blog post earlier in the week, and there's still links to it on my Facebook page if you'd like to check that out. But it's all about how when we feel like we're making someone else feel bad, that can often lead us to change our behaviour so that we make them feel more comfortable. And it's all about that sense of responsibility, not just responsibility in the practical sense, like I've got to feed my kids, I've got to feed my dogs, more like we feel responsible for their emotions. And when you start to feel that responsible about other people, that is really stressful and overwhelming, and that can certainly lead to a lot of binge eating. Around the festive period as well, a lot of people tend to feel that financial strain. So if you're starting to feel that, that's just another thing that's going to add to your overwhelm and probably lead you to the biscuit tin and, dare I say, the roses, quality street, celebrations, miniature heroes, whatever else you've got lying around the house. So what else I'd like you to think about in terms of what would happen if I didn't join in with the binge eating and all of the crazy Christmas festivities around food is, what would you do in order to connect with those people? So very often food at this time of year, and it's celebrations, it could be any kind of celebration, it could even be just a Sunday dinner round at your mum and dad's house. So think about it. when I'm round there, if I'm not joining in on the food fest and the food frenzy, how am I going to connect with these people? Because food is normally a great leveler. You know, we'll all eat, we'll all enjoy, we'll talk about the food. If something comes up we don't want to talk about, or we can quite happily talk about how crispy those delicious roast potatoes were. So again, just have that little added awareness, that heightened awareness of, if I didn't join in with this absolute food frenzy, how would it make other people feel? Would I feel left out? Would I draw unwanted attention? And how would I connect with the people around me? If food is the connection that you feel with them, how else would you connect with them? Would it maybe lead to conversations about areas of your life that you would rather not discuss with your family or with your friends or whomever you're with? So just take a moment to really think about that, and I think you'll get some insight into what's really going on beneath those cravings. The third thing and the final thing that I'd like you to look out for with all of these festivities, I'm just going to check my notes because I don't want to get this wrong, people. I prepped for you today. I'd love to know, what are you making these cravings mean about you? That's the real crux of it. When we have these cravings, we tend to feel like a failure, or like, you know, I had so many people have actually cottoned on to my phrase that I use in my sessions, which is, feel like a big fat fraud. You feel like, you know, oh, I thought I was doing so well, I thought I was doing so healthily, and then you fall off the wagon for a little bit, and suddenly, before you know it, you're beating yourself up for feeling like a fraud. It's not good. It's not healthy. You're not a big fat fraud, I promise. All that's happened is that there are some underlying limiting beliefs that are drawing you right back to food, because you're making your cravings mean something. You're giving them some kind of meaning about you. So maybe you're making them feel like maybe you're allowing them to make you feel like you're a failure. Or maybe you're making them mean something entirely different, like you're not good enough, like you're stupid. It could be anything. I have lists and lists of the beliefs that people have around food, and those are just some of them. So take a moment when you're reaching for that extra biscuit or that extra celebration, whatever it is. My favourite, the Maltesers. I'll just put that out there in case there's anyone sending me gifts this year. And, you know, just have a little think, what am I making these cravings mean about me? So those are my 3 tips. Just to recap really briefly, the first one is notice who you're with or who you have been with, what they've been talking about when you start to get those cravings. The second is have a think about what would happen if I didn't engage in this feeding frenzy and all the binge eating that goes on around the festive period. How would that affect your relationships, the day? How would it affect your identity within your family or within your friendship circle? And the third thing to look out for is, what am I making these cravings mean about me? Okay, so those are my 3 tips for you that I'm going to give you today. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of live tapping for you now. And this really is just about I'm going to go for the point number 2 on my list, which is the, you know, what happens if I don't get involved in this feeding frenzy. So we're just going to do a really brief little bit of tapping on that, so feel free to tap along with me. I'd love for you to put your own words in, and if you feel like commenting on this video as you watch them, please do. I'll do my best. The live feed takes a little moment for me between you typing and me actually seeing your comment, so I'm not ignoring you. I will put your comment in as soon as I see it. Okay, so here we go. Just follow along with the tapping points. If you're not sure of them, then I'm just going to quickly run through them. We've got the side of the hand, the top of the head. There are 3 points around the eye, one here on the inner eyebrow, the side of the eye, and under the eye. We're going to go ahead under the nose, the chin, collarbone, under the arm. So it's not right up in the armpit, it's just where a bra line would be. And then we're going to use the wrist point as well today. Okay, so I'm going to tap along with you. You don't have to remember those. It's just to give you a quick overview. So let's go through this. I'm going to have my little list here so I don't miss anything. As I say, if you'd like anything added into the tapping round, anything pops up, any thoughts, any ideas about why you might resist eating more healthily around your family or continuing the healthy eating plan around Christmas, just pop it in the comments below and I'll add it in as soon as I see it. Okay, so here we go. Tapping on the side of the hand, and I just want you to keep repeating after me. Even though I don't know what would happen if I didn't join in on the family binge. I'm okay and I accept myself anyway. Even though I don't know what my family would say if I didn't binge eat with them on Christmas. I'm okay and I accept myself anyway. Even though I don't know what would happen if I didn't join my family in all of that binge eating on Christmas Day. Maybe I'd feel really left out. Maybe I'd get unwanted attention. Maybe I wouldn't know how to connect with them if there wasn't food around. Maybe I'll make other people feel bad about their weight or about their eating habits. But I'm okay and I accept myself anyway. So just keep repeating after me and we're going to go through the rest of the tapping points, so at the top of the head. I don't know how to connect with my family. If I don't binge eat with them, I won't know what to talk to them about. Food is love in our family. My mum won't feel loved if I don't eat all of her food. And I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want anybody asking me awkward questions about my diet. I don't want to be left out of all the family fun. What if people ask me about my diet? What if they feel bad because I'm making them feel bad? Because I'm so powerful. And I'm so magical that I can reach into people's brains and make them feel things. Or maybe I'm just triggering their stuff. And maybe that's for them to figure out. If I keep letting other people control my emotions, then I'll never be in control of my cravings. And if I keep feeling responsible for other people's feelings, I will never be in control of my cravings. Because what other people feel and think is not my responsibility. Maybe I don't have to take part in the big Christmas binge with my family. Maybe it's okay if they make a joke about it. Maybe they'll love me either way. And maybe they just make jokes because they don't know how to understand it. And maybe secretly they're worried they don't know how to communicate with me either. Maybe I can relax around food this Christmas. Maybe I don't have to worry. So for those of you tapping along, just take a nice deep breath. Let it all out. Okay, so I didn't get any comments from you guys. I see a few people are still watching, so I'm hoping that you were tapping along as you were watching. But I didn't have any of your stuff to add in, so if none of that resonated with you, then just let me know. I can stay on for another few minutes if any of you want to be specific. Before I go, though, I would just like to tell you that if you want to know more about what I do, then obviously there's my Facebook page, so come and play. I'm also going to post a link to an absolutely 100% free community that I have online where we all just talk about tapping. I set little challenges like meditation accountability is what we're doing at the moment. If you'd like to be a part of that community, you're more than welcome to come and join us. Everyone's very lovely. It's a very nice environment. So just come on over. I'm going to put a link underneath this video. If you'd like to know more about me in general, I've also got a website, www.georginaknoll.com, and you can get in touch with me by emailing me. I'll put my email address below this video as well. I'm going to be running a live challenge on Facebook, and it's going to be for weight loss. It's going to last for 10 days, and it's going to start on the 10th of January. If you'd like to get a head start, you can buy this challenge right now for £69, and I'll post a link to that underneath this video as well. If you'd like to know more about joining in the live version, then you can email me on the email address below. And also I am going to be asking my lovely mailing list. They're fabulous. They really help me out when I'm designing new programs for you guys. So if you want to get in on the good stuff and actually have a say about the content of this 10-day tapping challenge, then just go ahead and click a link below to my newsletter. So there's going to be a few little links below this video for you to get more information and have more access to me if you'd like more of this happy tappy goodness. So for now, I'm going to be signing off. You can watch this video back because I'm going to leave it right here. And again, if you sign up for my mailing list, I'm going to be sending this all out tomorrow. So sign up for that goodness. Loads of free tasty tapping tidbits in your inbox every week. Okay, thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you got some benefit out of tapping with me. Happy Christmas. Bye.